Hey guys, I'm going to start today's video by asking you a simple question, and here it is. What's the one thing you can do today that will have an amazing impact on your future? Examples could be eating well and looking after your health, tick. Building good relationships, tick. The one thing you don't hear many people talk about is starting your own website, okay? Events over the last few weeks and months will have shown you without a doubt that a lot of what the future will be about the online world, okay? A lot of employers are moving their businesses online, and they're doing it because that's the way the world is heading. 2.5 years ago, I took the leap with my wife to start our own online business, okay? Before that, all the business activities we'd gotten involved with were offline. Everything from running our own tuition business to running our own family nursery business. All these various ventures were done offline. But we then took the leap to explore the online world, and it has radically changed our world to the point where, over the last few weeks and months, we've essentially seen growth in what we're doing because we existed online. So today I'm going to speak to you about why starting your own website with a view to starting an online business is absolutely critical for your success in the future. My name's Ken of the Humble Penny and Financial Joy Academy. What we do on this channel is to give you the tips, the insights, the practical hacks to help you work towards a dream life of financial independence and money joy. Starting an online business is critical for helping you make extra money. And the beauty of doing that is that when you start an online business, my experience on this journey is that you don't have a cap on your income possibilities. Does that sound attractive enough to you? Absolutely, of course it does. And what that does is that it helps you accelerate your savings, accelerate your investing, and accelerate your journey towards financial independence, okay? Right, let's dive in now and look at those various reasons why you should start your own website today with a view to starting your own online business, okay? Now, before we actually jump in, I just want to say to you, if you are interested in starting your own website and you need your own domain name, I'm going to put a link below and above for you to grab your free domain name and get started today. The way websites were used in the old world has completely changed today. See, in the old world, websites were simply meant for you to make a list of your services or products, your about us, your contact us page, and that was it. It was just a place where you left information. But in the world today, with influencers and social media and things like that, as well as the low cost of acquiring technology, websites have moved on now to a world where they have a life of their own. They not only are there to offer you information, but they are there to convert followers and fans and people like that, ultimately through a process into becoming customers. And you can do this in a really automated way, okay? So I hope you are as excited as I am about the prospect of creating something that can go on to make you some income on an automated basis. I found a very interesting quote that really backs up this thought around starting your own website, an online business, and why it's really important. A guy called Andy Bayer, here's what he had to say. Carving out a space for yourself online, somewhere where you can express yourself and share your work, is still one of the best possible investments you can make with your time. I couldn't agree more, because I've seen that in my own life, and our website at thehumblepenny.com has become essentially our life's work, a place where we share our thoughts, our ideas, and we create positive influence that's helping people move forward. Okay, let's now look at why I insist that absolutely everybody should start their own website today. Okay, so the first one is to build your personal brand, okay? Do you think you actually have a personal brand today? Think about that, okay? Every single activity that you perform every single day either enhances your personal brand or it damages your personal brand. And it's very important for that penny to drop, for you to become fully aware that you actually have your own personal brand. And that personal brand is being interacted with and observed by many people around you on a daily basis. When I think about personal brands generally, one of the most popular personal brands that I can think of is Sir Richard Branson. Okay, I read his book years ago. I believe it was called Losing My Virginity, his book, which was just such a book of adventure, essentially, a book that really, demonstrated his life of adventure, his free spirit, his entrepreneurial drive, and all those things. Essentially, I read the book thinking, oh my God, I really like this guy and I want to get to know him. But think about what that did. The minute I started thinking like that, I started to investigate a bit more about him. I found out, of course, about the Virgin brand. Losing My Virginity, the Virgin brand. Came across that, and before you knew it, I loved what I saw and I became a fan. And before you knew it, I was flying Virgin Airlines. Now, you think to yourself, I wonder if that's a coincidence. Of course, it's not a coincidence. It's essentially a way in which a personal brand has in effect connected with a business, okay? A really successful business at that, okay? And that personal brand therefore works together and enhances that successful business, okay? We can take something away from that thought, the idea that we could become our own personal brands and we could therefore build a business that goes on to become successful based on the values and the qualities and essentially what we promote as part of our personal brand every day. So the personal brand is in effect an intangible asset, and a website, this is where the website comes in, helps you convert that intangible personal brand into a somewhat tangible asset that you can therefore monetize as time passes. Okay, so the second reason is to show your work. Okay, so showing your work is all about exploring your creativity and your interests and showing it to the world. So a website in this context can take different forms. It might start off as a blog, for example, where you're telling people about what you are passionate about and sharing your explorations with the world. Or it could be a place where you are demonstrating your expertise and demonstrating your domain authority in a particular subject. Showing your work is an amazing way of attracting people of like-mindedness, okay? And it's also a really good way of giving yourself visibility and allowing you the possibility of being discovered by people literally from all over the world. Okay, number 3 is to build stock and flow. Let me explain what I mean here, okay? The beauty of the online world is that you can start very small and let that build up over time, okay? So by that I mean you have to create flow over time, okay? So let's say, I'll use an example of us. We started our blog at thehumblepenny.com in December 2017. We started with only a number of blog posts. I think it was about 6 of them, if I can remember correctly, okay? But today, if you went to that website, it's filled with so much content that you would think, wow, this has existed for as long as you can remember, okay? But the key thing to remember is that we looked at life daily and built flow over time. By flow, I mean the addition of content every day. So it could be that every single day you might share a tweet, or you might share an image, or you might share a bit of inspiration, or a journal post, or even a blog post or an image, right? Here's the beauty, is that if you did that every single day, over 1 year, you would have at least 365 pieces of content. Now think about what that might mean in about 5 years or even 10 years, okay? Before you know it, you will have built your life's work online. And this becomes an amazing repository, a place where thousands and thousands, we get at least 40,000 people per month visit the blog to explore the various bits of content. And of course, that goes on to generate an income. And here's where the stock comes into the picture, because once you've built that flow and you've observed all these bits of content and how people interact with them, you will start to find connections between various bits of content, which would then lead to you creating products such as ebooks and online courses and, memberships and whatever it is that you find as a way of serving your audience over time. You can see this connection between the flow on one hand, which is the stuff you're putting out daily, and the stock, which comes out from the flow that you've created over a period of time. Starting your own website is the way to begin creating that, because that stock and that flow, that combination of those two, essentially helps you create an online business that would keep generating you an income year after year after year. I'm going to put up on the screen something I drew to illustrate the power of the stock and flow, just so you can see what I'm talking about here. So on this screen right now, you will see how flow is created as time passes. And again, on the screen, I'm going to put something that demonstrates how stock is then created by connecting different aspects of your flow, i.e. your content, as time passes. Okay, so the next reason is to take control. Now, anybody can start an Instagram profile or a YouTube channel or, a Facebook or a TikTok or whatever, okay? The thing about these platforms, as great as they are, as great as our YouTube channel is and so on, we do not own the platforms. But when you start your own website, you have ownership. In addition, you have the other really critical ingredient for building wealth over time. You have control, okay? When you bring ownership and control together, you essentially become unstoppable, okay? So as much as we love, and we absolutely love creating on these various platforms, we know deep down that at some stage in the journey, we have to have ownership in order for us to build something long-lasting that not only has impact in the world, but also generates an income. And starting your own website is that place, because it's the beginnings of you essentially creating a brand and a home that will always be yours no matter what. So the next point is to address a weakness. And this is a bit of a personal one. I've grown up as somebody who never really believed that I was creative. Okay, and you might feel the same way yourself, because I mainly saw myself as a numbers person, and I just didn't grow up being taught about creativity or anything like that. When we started our blog and our website, a big part of starting that journey was essentially to explore my creativity and to address a perceived weakness, which is that I just didn't believe that I had what it took to be creative. Okay, so starting your own website is a really good way for you to explore this idea of addressing a possible weakness in your life, something that you do not believe that you are capable of doing. But by starting that website and really pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone to explore that very same thing, you find yourself learning more about yourself as well as improving in that area of your life specifically. Okay, so the next reason is to build relationships. Wow, my network of friendships and things like that has just vastly expanded since I got involved with this online world. Starting our blog, our website, has just expanded. Like, I can't even explain how many connections we've been able to build as a result of that. People from literally all over the world. I can't think of a country right now that I haven't had somebody write me an email from, almost thanking us and saying they've been inspired and they've been able to take a step in their lives. And for quite a lot of these people, we've gotten to build friendships. So the people we spend time with now and we share ideas with are people who are also running their own online businesses. Okay, so starting this thing really becomes a catalyst, really, because it adds so much dimension to your life and really just improves your life in a way that you would never have expected. I've built really good relationships, and so has my wife Mary, and we've really expanded our possibilities, because ultimately all that really matters in life is building good relationships, because out of that comes many other really amazing things. And we found that starting our own website and blog, for example, was a thing that really put us out there and expanded our possibilities and relationships Okay, the final point is a really personal one, and it's to leave a legacy. I'm a first-generation immigrant to the UK, as I've said many times on this channel, and what that's meant for me is that a big part of my drive so far has been all about changing the game in my own generation, i.e. changing the game for my children and changing the game for my family. And what that's done, doing that, has meant that, together with my wife, we've become catalysts in changing the game for other people as well, okay? And we would not have been able to do any of that had we not started our own website, had we not taken the leap to start The Humble Penny as a blog, which has then resulted in so many other things. The YouTube channel, our membership program, and many other things we have in our minds and our hearts in terms of vision for the future. None of those things would have started had we not actually, at some point, bought a domain name and created a website and kind of just started creating stuff out of our hearts. Okay, a really personal point here is I want to be able to leave a really important legacy. So important is this journey for me and my wife that we're able to leave that legacy. We want our children one day to come and look at our website and look at the blog and look at what we've been able to do and say, Mummy and Daddy were here. This is what they were doing with a lot of their time. This is how they added value to the world. So for you, if you are thinking about starting a website, a blog, an online business, whatever it is, I'd love you to think about it from this lens of legacy. And I know it can sound quite overwhelming because you're thinking, wow, what does it even mean to leave a legacy? I must think you have to start somewhere to start to discover what legacy could look like for you. There are other ingredients that need to go in, such as consistency and commitment over time for that to become a reality. But if you're starting it with the right heart, you will find yourself not only transforming your personal life, but also becoming a catalyst that changes the lives of many people as well. Okay? All right, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this video today on why I believe you need to start your own website or online business today. It's critical for success in the future. Everything points to life online becoming even more major than we see it today. Okay, if you really enjoyed this video, please hit that like button because it really helps to encourage a ton more people to engage with our content. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button as well as the notifications bell to simply get notified when we publish our videos twice a week, typically on a Tuesday as well as a Thursday. Guys, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you always wanted to start your own website or blog or something to that effect, or online business? What's stopping you doing that? I'd love to know. What's the thing that's stopping you taking that leap and doing it and moving from the offline world and operating online? Let me know in the comments, and I'd love to jump in, offer you my insights as somebody who's been on this journey for almost 3 years now. Okay? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you again on our next one. Take care, much love, bye for now.